Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to my channel. My name is David, and today we're gonna talk about a basic Hammond features. This tutorial will probably suit more people interested into how a B3 works, and the closest clone wheel Hammond is probably the XK-5 or the XK-3c. But generally, some of those features actually apply to any modern keyboard organ clone wheel. Now, the reason why I'm doing this course or tutorial, whatever you want to call it, is to give you some basic information for people that actually want to try to dive into organ. They might not know the differences between the drawbars, the set of drawbars that we have also on a real B3. So we're gonna start from the very basic. First of all, what simplifies everything on a modern keyboard, a dual manual organ like the XK-5 or the XK-3c, or any other brand like Krumar Mojo that also has a dual manual, the classic Krumar Mojo, and I think even the Nord and some other brands, the setup is always similar. Okay, now I think probably the XK-5, for all the features and small details that Hammond has added, Hammond Suzuki actually has added over the years, it makes this XK-5 probably one of the most complete in terms of feature, probably the closest to the real thing, to the real deal. Now, so let's talk about the real B3. A B3, it's pretty much a very similar look and feel as the XK-5. The difference is that it's a mechanical organ, and there is actually tone wheel spinning underneath the key beds called tone generators. This one actually simulates that mechanical feature that makes the real B3. So the real challenge, which is not a big challenge, that makes a big difference between this one and the B3 is, for example, the way how you turn on a real B3. A real B3, you have two switch button, mechanical switch, and you have to actually press one of the switch on and engage the second switch and keep it engaged for some seconds, probably 10 to 12, 14 seconds, and that will allow the tone wheel to spin, and when they're up to speed, you can actually release the switches, and this is how you turn it on. Unfortunately, I cannot demonstrate how it really works on this tutorial, because this is an XK-5, which is still a digital keyboard. Now let's talk about the drawbar settings. Now a B3 has basically 4 sets of drawbars. Now some people might get scared about this because they're gonna think, okay, why I should have 4 sets of drawbars? And you can simply buy a single manual keyboard and only use 1 set of drawbar, and that will do, because really what you need is just 1 set of drawbar. Now on a real B3 or on the XK-5, you have presets. The presets are those black keys that you actually see here. I have a camera from the top, which when I will edit the the video, I will show you this part, and you can actually see it. Let me just move the camera a bit. You can actually see the preset keys. Now, what is a preset? On a real B3, you actually press one of those keys, and when you press it, because it's a mechanical, actually the key says press down. Okay, here you just select it, and you basically, it's like a synthesizer. You press the key and you select a sound. What is a sound? There are some preset sound that are default factory, and what Hammond did, Hammond Suzuki, is that created some default presets that are the most common and famous sound used on famous songs like Procol Harum, Spencer Davis Group, Jim Smith, and so on and so forth, and probably Deep Purple. And on the original B3, that was pretty much the same. They didn't have those specific sounds, but they had some sound that were used at that time, and you can actually set and register those sounds on the back of the B3. That was a bit of work, but some people prefer to have those settings set once because they were only using 3 or 4 settings, 3 or 4 presets, and they were just pressing the keys and play. On a Hammond XK-5 or any modern keyboard, Hammond keyboard or other brand not from Hammond, you can actually save a preset, so you can actually set up literally manually your drawbar settings, your percussion, your reverb, your distortion, and save it on a preset key. Save it as a patch and then set it on a preset key. I have another tutorial where I'm talking about this, specifically about this. So today we're not gonna talk about that. Now let's talk about the drawbars. You have 4 sets of drawbar. 2, the first 2, so the first here and the second are for the upper manual, and then you have a second set of drawbar, like the 3rd and the 4th for the bottom manual. Okay, now how you control this? Now there is 2 ways. Okay, you have the preset, that is simple. You select your preset and it basically you have a sound. So at this moment there is no sound, or you can just barely hear anything. But if I select a preset, let's say this one, I have Procol Harum set up, then you get sound and you actually get everything. There is percussion set and reverb and everything. You can actually basically just play the song, you know. Okay. Now I don't know how well you can hear the sound of the organ because I only have one mic, and is the one I'm using to talk, and the amplification system is on my right. It should capture the sound in the room, so you should hear something anyway. Now let's talk about the drawbar. So for the upper manual you actually have this B flat. Okay, so if you select a B flat, you actually go on manual mode. So you select the first B flat, okay, and this will control this set of drawbars. If you select the B, then you control this set of drawbar. Okay, for the bottom manual of the lower keyboard, okay, you can select the B flat on the bottom manual, okay, to control this set of drawbars. So basically starting from your left is the 3rd set of drawbar, and if you select the B, then you can control this set of drawbars. Okay, now what is important to know to get sound? So at the moment all the drawbars are closed, so let's start from the top. I'm gonna select the B flat, which is going to control this set of drawbars. There is no sound, but while I'm pulling this, and you get more sound. Open the sound and becomes wider and wider. Okay, for example, let's set up, typical setting like 6, 8, 8, 6. Okay. Now I do have some sound here on the top. Okay, on the upper manual, but I do not really have any sound at the bottom manual because I haven't selected any sound here because I did not select the key. So if I want to set some specific drawbar for the bottom manual, I will select the B flat as well. If I want to select this set of drawbars, and there I can adjust my sound. For example, for the Procol Harum, I would say 5, 5, 5, 4. That was the original setting for the bottom. So you get this sound. It's not too loud, soft, because this is Procol Harum, and this is the settings that you actually should use for the song. Okay. Am I missing something? Yes, I do. For example, the percussion. Do you hear any percussion? Nope. Okay, and the percussion is on. I switch it on. Now, why? Because you cannot set percussion. First of all, the percussion only works on the upper manual. This is by design, by default. This is normal. This is the same on the original B3, and it's the same on any keyboard, dual manual organ. The percussion, it's only for the upper manual. But specifically, it will not work on the first set of drawbar. So if you want to assign percussion, actually you need to use this second set of drawbar. Okay, so if I want to get a nice percussion, I should close this one, select the B, and then I can pull the same drawbar settings, and I get a percussion. Okay. Let's look at this. On, off. You can see this kind of chime sound. No percussion with percussion on. Okay, so this is regarding the setting of drawbars. Now, if you want to set some sound on this set of drawbars, you close this one, you have no sound, you select the B, and then still no sound because I haven't pulled any drawbars. But now you get sound. And obviously you get a wider sound while you're pulling all the other drawbar. You have the 16th, the 8th, and so on and so forth. So you get more like the high sound on the right and lower sound on the left. Okay, while pulling more drawbars, the wider the sound you get all this tone wheel spinning. Okay, here it's made partly digitally. There is no really tone wheel spinning on this, but on the original B3, yes, there are. Now, this is regarding how to engage the drawbars, okay, and how to engage percussion and where percussion will work. So a quick recap: percussion will only work on the upper manual and on the second set of drawbars. So how to engage the first set on the upper manual? B flat. How do I engage the second set of drawbars? The B, still on the upper manual. How do I engage the third set of drawbars? On the, this is for the lower manual only, so I press B flat on the lower manual. And how do I get the fourth set of drawbars on the lower manual? By pressing the lower manual B key. Okay, so this is how you do it. Now, why would you need so many drawbars? Well, it's just sometimes that can help. It depends on what style of music you play. For example, I could set, I don't know, for example, let's engage the B flat. I could set this set of drawbar, yeah, kind of churchy sound. For some reason, I want to have, during the song, I play something, during the song, at a certain point, maybe between verses and chorus, I have to switch into a different sound. So I simply switch from B flat to B, and I could engage a different set of drawbars. For example, this. Okay, so look at the difference. Now I am on the B. Okay, but look at the difference. If I go to the B flat, which is the one I set, is the first 5 drawbars out, and the last one is totally different sound. This really churchy, cheesy sound almost. Okay, that's so maybe you have a specific song where you want to combine a different sound during your play on the same song. So that's a quick switch, you know, between this. And the same thing applies here. So you could set one type of sound on this set of drawbars on the B flat, and another set of drawbar settings for this drawbar setting, which is the last one, on the B. And you can switch between the B and the B flat, the B and the B flat. It depends on the song. You can do this on and off all the time. So this will avoid you to actually manually engage, because you already preset this. Okay, and that's basically the only reason known to me actually is this. I don't use it so much on my style of playing because it's not really required so much, but I know a lot of jazz players do that, and that's a very important thing. Remember that the percussion will only engage on the upper manual, and you can only set the percussion on the second set of drawbars. Okay, this is pretty much how it works. Okay, now if you want to actually save specific sounds, you want to create your own sound, you want to assign to that sound a certain amount of reverb, a certain amount of effects or overdrive or a percussion, and you want to save all these settings, including chorus and vibrato, okay, you want to save it on a specific patch, then this is a different process. And I have created another video that explains exactly how to create a patch, how to name the patch, and how to save the patch into your organ, into the memory of the organ, how actually record a patch and set it as a preset. So if you know that, and because you can name it, you can give a meaningful name, for example, Deep Purple, or just a Smoke on the Water. You can actually name it Smoke on the Water, or something short, that something that actually capture your immediate attention to record a song. You press that key and you have everything set. And this is very useful if you play specific songs on stage. You don't have to set all the drawbars, you just press the key and you can set up quite a few sounds. For example, I'll show you this already. I will not show the process because this is on another tutorial. You can watch that one. I will put the link on this video. But for example, if you press the C sharp, I have a Procolo harmony here already set. I have it actually in 2 different places with slightly different settings. But I also have Give Me Some Lovin', for example. Okay, and this is already there. So I have all my sounds set. I have also Booker T, okay. you see the kind of overdrive, and Booker T isn't here, and Procol Harum again. This is the one I actually love as a sound. There is a bit different version I set up, and many people ask me, can you explain us, or can you tell us how do you actually set up a specific sound for specific songs? You can find a lot of informations on the internet about drawbar settings, reverb requirements, overdrives, how you do this and how you do that. And that's true, you can find good information, most likely correct information. But over the years, I set up my own sound for specific songs that actually it's very close to the original, I think. For the Procol Harum, I think it used to sound pretty much this way. And I can make another tutorial actually explaining for each song, so we can establish some of the most common songs played on the Hammond. For example, Green Onions, the Booker T, Procol Harum, A Weather Shade of Pale. We could set up a Smoke on the Water, how to apply a correct distortion on that one. Spencer Davis Group, how to apply the correct distortion or technique, when to switch on the lazily, what kind of lazily to use. This is something we can discuss on another tutorial. But for now, this was more how to use the drawbars, why we have a 4 set of drawbars, where percussion will work and on which set of drawbars, and how to switch between the B flat and the B, and the B flat and the B on the lower manual. I hope this tutorial is useful. It's a basic tutorial for people that are new with Hammond and do not have any experience at all, because I guess who has been playing for some years already know this stuff and doesn't need to watch this tutorial. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you at the next tutorial. Thank you.